All right. So now that we've created our first visualization, our map visualization, we are going to go ahead and create a second visualization and then bring it all together into an analytics dashboard. Okay. So unlike last week where we actually went in and cleared, so don't click this button, but you can go ahead. Last time what we did is we ended up clearing the sheet. We're not going to do this now. We're not going to clear the sheet because we still want this visualization around in sheet 1. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a new sheet and create a new visualization here. So if we go down here to sheet 1, and if you want, you can rename this sheet, right? So if we double click here, we can rename it and call it map. It's always a good idea to rename and make sure you use the proper labels. So this sheet here, visualization here, is the map visualization. And so if you go right to right of that, you'll see something here that says new worksheet. That's what we want to do. We're going to click on that and create a brand new worksheet for us. So here's where we're going to create another visualization. And the visualization we're going to create here is on something profit margin for the customers. Okay, so we're going to look at customer data. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to look at total sales and total profit, right? So let's take a look at sales. So let's take sales and we're going to drag it up here to columns. So sum of sales, and then we're going to take profit and we're going to drag it right here to the rows. So once we do that, we notice that what it's doing is it's taking all the data, total sum of the sales, and plotting that with total sum of profits, and you basically get this ratio, right? You get this number right here. But of course, we want this information to be broken down into what is the profit versus sales for each customer that we have, right? So what we can do is we can go to customer name. We can take customer name and put it under, I believe it's label. So put it under label, perfect. And then you can get all these different customer names. Actually, I think I made a mistake, it's not label, so let's get rid of that. Let's go into customer name and put it under detail. There we go. All right, so it does essentially the same thing, but now it's, instead of putting the label and all the names with each of the data points, which became pretty messy, we've actually put it under detail, and now we get a data point for each of these individual customers, right? So it's a scatter plot. What we can do is we can change the way that the dots look by going from here to automatic, changing it from automatic to something like a circle. Now we get this basically like a really nice scatter plot that occurs right here, and we can see that, you know, each of these has specific names, right? So in this one, Angie is highly profitable for us and has tons of sales. So she's sold many things. We've sold many things to her, sum of sales really high, and we've made a significant amount of profit from selling to Angie. Okay. All right. So now you got to keep in mind that with Angie, this is all 4 years worth of data, right? So we want to, again, look at the change from year to year to year. Of course, to do that, we could go back and create order date and put it into filters, but we can do something like a shortcut where we can apply the same filter across all the different sheets. So to do that, we can go here to back to the map visualization. So click on the map visualization and we see the filter right up here. We can actually go and click on this drop down menu and go to apply to worksheets and click on all using related data sources. And if we click on this, what it does now, you see the symbol changes here. What it does is it now applies this same filter across to this sheet, and it will apply that filter to every new sheet that you create from now on that uses this same data set. Okay, this same data source, it will create a new same filter across every new sheet. Perfect. So now we're going to go ahead and this is the year 2011, we're gonna click on the drop down and say show filter, and then there's the filter right up there. I'm gonna drag it down here, and I'm gonna make the same modifications I did last time, right? I'm gonna click on the drop down menu here. I'm gonna get rid of the all value here, so I just have the years, and then I'm gonna click the drop down menu again and go to single value slider. And when I do that, now I have a very similar setup where I can actually go from year to year to year and see how the customer profit margin scatter plot changed over time. All right. Notice how at the 0, this is the 0 point here, you have all the stuff up here that is profitable, all the stuff that down here is at a loss. We want to make this thing scatter plot a little bit punchier as well. So what we're gonna do is we are going to add colors. So we're gonna add colors in the very same way that we did with profit margin. So we're gonna go find profit margin over here. We're gonna drag it all the way to color and drop it down here. And now we get a very similar setup, right? Blue for positive profit margin, or blue for profits, and reds for losses. Again, we want to kind of punch this up a little bit more too, and we want to change the way the ratio is working here, right? So the ratio is automatically selected for us. We don't like that, right? We want to do something that's customized and similar to what we did before. So we're going to go up here back to color, click on color, click on edit colors, and we are going to do the same thing, right? We're going to use the full color range to make blues really blue and reds really red. I'm going to click on advanced, and we are going to select a start, end, and center. I'm going to start -1. I'm going to make the higher end +1 and the center 0, and then we're going to click OK. And that makes a slight change, but then we still get this nice crisp delineation between profitable and loss. As you can see, we scroll through and we see a very similar kind of pattern emerge in all these visualizations. Perfect. Now the last thing we want to do here is we're going to go down here to sheet 2, and we're going to rename this to customer scatter plot or something like that, because that's essentially what we did. We looked at creating a customer scatter plot. Great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take all of this stuff together and we're going to create an analytics dashboard, right? To do that, see, we only have, in our case, we only have 2 visualizations. Usually a dashboard is going to have more than just 2 visualizations, but just for the sake of argument, we're just going to use 2 visualizations and create a make-do analytics dashboard, okay? So to create this analytics dashboard, it's a very similar process to what we did with creating a new worksheet, but we just have to go a tad more to the right. Okay, so if we take our cursor and change, I should change customer, I spelled that wrong, can I not, how do you spell customer? I forgot. Customer. All right. Customer, am I spelling that correct? Let me just see. Customer, yeah, that's correct. There we go. All right. So when you want to create a new, when you want to create a dashboard, what you want to do is you want to take your cursor, go down here and go to the right. But instead of a new worksheet, you want to keep going to the right a little bit and click on this thing here that says new dashboard. So I'm going to click on new dashboard, and now we end up with this new page here. That is where we're going to create our dashboard. Okay, so here in our dashboard, you'll notice that you can change a few things here. You know, size, if you want to change the size, you have the ability to change the size of the dashboard here. Okay, but what you have here is you have this blank space from which you can actually not drag and drop data variables, but actually you're dragging and dropping full-on data visualizations, full-on worksheets. So that's why you have your sheets, and that's why you have your visualizations being represented right here. Okay, You can also add a number of other things to the dashboard as well, like all this kind of stuff down here, right? So if you want to add something like a website, or if you want to add an image like a company logo or something, you can definitely add that to your dashboard as well. But we're going to keep it simple today. We're just going to deal with these two visualizations. So let's first drag and drop our first visualization here. So we're going to take map visualization and we're just going to drop it here. And instantly we get our visualization that shows up here. Looks very good. And we're going to notice how the filters come with it and the legends as well. Next, we're going to take this one, customer scatter plot, and we're going to drag it, and now we have the option to place it in a number of different places. I'm actually going to place it right here on the bottom, so we get a visual of these two dashboards, one on top of the other. Okay, and of course you can rearrange things, right? So let's say we click on this one, you think it's too big, you can kind of rearrange and make it smaller, and this will automatically kind of increase that. You can make this a lot more zoomed in, right? If we go here, we can click on this button and it will kind of move things around for us as well. We can do that too. This button here allows us to pin the map so it doesn't move. Okay, and then once we have everything set up, you can actually visualize how these things change. So if we go to the year of the order date, right? So we're looking at data from 2011, right? And if we click this button here, you'll notice that both visualizations actually change as we go from year to year to year, very dynamically. All right. The other thing that we can do here is that we can actually even use each of these visualizations as filters themselves. So notice if I wanted to look at stuff here in the United Kingdom, I want to click on this button. So I'm like, all right, I want to click here. When I click here, nothing happens. It just highlights this thing. That's not what I want, right? I'm going to click out of there. You can actually use each of these visualizations as filters themselves to dynamically change the other visualization. Okay, so to do that is, let me click out of here. What you can do is you can click on this visualization, go to this little triangle drop down here, click on it and say use this visualization as a filter. Click on that. Do the same thing here. Click on this visualization, click on this little drop down menu here and click use as filter. So now when you do this, so let's click out of here. Now when you do this, you can actually go ahead and click on, say, something like the United Kingdom. You're like, all right, we made a lot of sales here. Let's take a deeper dive in looking at what's going on here. So we click on this and suddenly you'll see this visualization changes, showing you all the customers that have given you a very profitable kind of business in the United Kingdom. And who are the individuals where you're not making a lot of profit from, right? So we can click just once here to kind of reset the map. We could do it the other way too. Let's say we shift all the way to 2014 and we notice that we're not making a lot of money from these two individuals, right? Annabelle and Leroy. Where have they been purchasing our products from? Let's figure that out. So if we click and drag, making a mistake here. I gotta select. All right, so I gotta go up here, click on this thing and select this thing here. This is called a rectangular selection. There we go. Now I can actually select multiple things here. So now I can go and select a triangle or a rectangle around these two individuals. And that will allow me and show me that these two individuals have been purchasing products in Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden, and this is where we've been really unprofitable in getting these specific items to Sweden, to these individuals, and we've been operating at a significant loss in this area in 2014. So it just allows us to dynamically kind of explore the data. I'm just going to click here to reset. explore the data and create this really nice visualization that allows other users to visualize the data as well, right? So it's a very nice dashboard. The last thing we want to do here is we want to actually save the dashboard. So what we can do is, if we're using Tableau Public, you can go up here to File, Save to Tableau Public As, and of course I'll have to sign in. So you can sign into your Tableau Public account. Oh, I forgot my password. Let's try this one. That should work. There we go. So I've logged into Tableau Public, and I'm gonna create this, and I'm gonna call it the dashboard. Europe, or dashboard for P1 Amazing Mart, right? And I'm gonna hit save. Once I hit save, it is gonna take this whole dashboard and export that data and create the dashboard and send it to Tableau Public. And I'm gonna have a full-on dashboard that is gonna open in a browser, and we are going to be able to share that dashboard. We're gonna be able to do a presentation using that dashboard, and should all be very interesting to go there. All right, it's taking a bit of time for some reason. So I'm just gonna wait for this to finish processing. There we go. Now it's finished processing. It has uploaded that dashboard here. And then now that the dashboard is not showing up, let me refresh. There's the dashboard. So now the dashboard is here. You can see that all of that has been uploaded here, just like we have in our visualization in Tableau. We have our share button up here where you can take this and share that link. And the cool thing here is that you can again interact with the data just like we interacted with in our Tableau software on our PC as well. All right, now we have the entire ability to kind of do the same things we've done there before. We can kind of even select this, see that kind of visualization. We can go back to 2014. And do we still have that multi-select option? Yeah, we have the multi-select option, so they can go here, select these two individuals, and see that information as well. Perfect. So that is everything with creating a dashboard, creating visualizations, relationships, and creating a dashboard in Tableau. So have fun, play around with Tableau, try different things, and see what happens. That's the best way to learn Tableau, and I really look forward to seeing all of your amazing presentations and all of your amazing analytics dashboards that you will create from the data. And I'm very excited to see and read your business report that you will submit at the end of the course. Thank you.